Oh,
All right.
She's got it.
okey-doke. Pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 38, paragraphs 18 through 25, as amended by Chapter 28 of the Acts of 2009, the Wetlands Protection Act, and the Wellfleet Environmental Protection Bylaw of July 1986 and its regulations of January 2000, the Wellfleet Conservation Commission will hold public hearings on Wednesday, June 15th, 2022 at 5 p.m. via Zoom, prefaced by the business meeting at 4, which is now, and that's what we're doing. Okay. Well, have we gotten any mail? We've got the thing tomorrow, right, at 1 o'clock, which is your thing,
Yes.
Larry?
Yes, that's a review of the resiliency grant from CZM that we've been working on with Eastham, Truro, and Provincetown for the past 2 years. So it's like a 1-hour presentation on what we've accomplished and where we hope to go in the upcoming years. So I think it'll be short and sweet, and it's definitely of interest.
Yep, sounds good. And what was that other thing that somebody had sent you? What was it? Let me think for a second. There was a woman that wanted, oh, it was about the Lawrence Road.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. From the CDP, she wanted to speak with you guys about the upcoming hearing before the zoning board and about the project, and to see if you had any questions. We can schedule her to come and talk with the whole commission, just to give an overview of the project, if that's useful. It's not in our jurisdiction. They are incorporating native plantings and green building, and it's kind of interesting to hear about the project. So if you want to hear from her at an upcoming business meeting, we could certainly invite her to one.
Do we have anything planned for the 20th? July, for the business meeting?
July 20th, we might need an executive session from town council. And I think that's all we have on the docket at this point.
I'm going to say that it's not in our jurisdiction. And there are other venues whereby we can hear about this project. So I don't see why she should take up our time to discuss it.
Yeah.
If we have no oversight or anything. I mean, there's the, affordable housing group that's giving, there are so many groups giving presentations about this project that I don't see the point of coming to us.
And there's probably no details right now that would really be of concern, even if it's not, I mean, even if we were just concerned because it's not a good thing to do, I don't think those details are ready to be seen yet. It's still very much in the planning stage, right?
So there's a lot of detail. But it's not within our jurisdiction. So I'm not sure from a regulatory standpoint what you would weigh in on.
Yeah. I think Barbara's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a month, we're going to probably have quite a few things to deal with when we come back. So, and we're going to be short-staffed at that. So, right, because you're going to be gone, Barbara?
Yeah. Well, end of July, probably for the July and the 2 August meetings. Yes. But okay. I think she should just know that some of us are interested, but we will hear about it in other venues, and it doesn't have to be during our meeting time.
Right. We've had some pretty horrendous long meetings, so
Yeah,
I'd like to try to, if we can slide something off to another venue, that'd be nice.
Does anyone have the email still that she sent to us?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking.
This isn't my mail machine, so.
Her name is escaping me too, unfortunately.
Mallory, Yanon Mallory.
Okay.
Okay.
And she wrote to us, I have what Hillary forwarded. Her email was June 3rd. And Hillary forwarded it on the same day, so June 3rd.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, Yvonne or Mallory, you know.
I actually
No.
received the application today for zoning. And it's a standard zoning board application. I looked at it and there's no resources around that property, but so if anybody wanted, just out of curiosity, to take a peek, let me know and I can leave one of the applications out for review.
Or we can go to the zoning board meeting. I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
there you go. There's going to be several, unfortunately.
So shall I respond back to Mallory and just let her know, because it's not within our jurisdiction, it's not appropriate for the commission as a whole to weigh in?
That's
Yeah,
right.
but that we are interested in our following it through other.
Okay, I'm
As
emailing
individuals.
her now.
Okay.
All right. So was there any other, that was the two things that I remembered floating through the internet.
Well, there's the minutes.
Oh, yes, we have minutes. Well, I'm not
And you
quite
have-
there yet. I'm still working on the mail.
Oh, and the mail. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, there's mail and then there's, do we have any jurisdictional opinions?
We do.
Why don't we go to that?
Yes, because I'm typing an email to Mallory.
Oh, okay, well,
Sorry.
this is why you're on a good joke.
It's okay. I can halt my letter to Mallory. We have one jurisdictional opinion for the town of Wellfleet, and it's for Long Pond. And there was a tree that fell into the pond last week during the storm. And they want to cut it and remove it because it's going to be dangerous for folks that are swimming there that want to jump off of it and utilize the tree for recreational activities.
So it's right close to the beach?
To the landing.
Oh, to the landing.
I think it's by the stairway. And
Yes.
there are already people climbing all over it. But
Yeah.
it's habitat, because underneath there are a lot of turtles and fish.
Yes, that's true.
So it is habitat. I just want to bring that up.
Yeah, that's true. I've always admired the tree.
We do have another tree down further to the left beyond the stairs.
Right.
So we have one tree down that we're not proposing to remove, but this one seems detrimental.
Why don't we
to-
just tow it away someplace? Cut it loose and tow it away.
Yeah.
Get a tugboat in there.
Well, I think if it's on the town landing and there's liability to the town because
Yeah.
people are going to be jumping off of it and hurting themselves, then I have no problems with taking it away.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, there are other habitats around that pond.
Yeah,
And
I
also,
agree.
the fencing's down, the stairways in disrepair, that's more of a liability than the tree, I think.
So the stairway's coming out. We've just been waiting for DPW. And the fencing will go back up once that project is done.
so
But
they're just gonna they're taking the stairway out completely so that you have to go around to the landing.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah, I
I
remember that.
I thought that was the case, but I thought the Board of Selectmen wanted the stairway repaired. No? They said Gull Pond, that's where they could go. This they wanted repaired.
You
And it-
know,
At
you
any
might
rate,
be-
yeah, I mean, it's up to the DPW to do this because right now it's a mess there.
you might be right, Barbara. I know we had the application before us to remove it. And we had approved that, and then it had to go back before the select board.
And then,
And it's possible I lost sight of what the select board told the DPW to do, and I don't think we've seen it.
well, there are a lot of people utilizing that area now. So I would say that whatever is going to be done should be done pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to DPW about it tomorrow and see what we can figure out.
Okay, so we have minutes.
Can we get a vote on the jurisdictional opinion?
Oh, we have to vote, yes.
Um,
I move that we approve the jurisdictional opinion about whatever it was that we were
The
doing.
tree, the tree at,
The tree in Long Pond.
Second, Barbara.
It should be removed because it's a danger.
Second, Barbara.
All right. Marty, how do you vote?
Yes.
Michael,
Yes,
Benjamin,
Yes.
and Barbara?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. So
So
we
do
give
we,
a thumbs up.
we don't have to sign anything?
No, nothing at all.
Okay.
We just gave an opinion. Okay, are we ready for minutes? Does anybody else have anything else they'd like to talk about?
I have a few things before you go to minutes.
Okay,
Okay, let's go.
We checked out the two properties.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I didn't know she published a book about her memoir.
One
Yeah,
at
well,
the
that's too.
end of,
you.
one at the end of King Philip and one at the middle of King Philip. Both of the projects, Barbara, I think you brought those to our attention. Both of the projects are just outside of our jurisdiction. The one with the pool, the work limit is essentially like 1 foot from 100 feet from the top of the coastal bank. So we will get certified as built on both of those projects as they finish up, and we'll review them again to make sure they didn't cross into our jurisdiction.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And the boats, I can't remember who submitted the boats to us, but they've been stickered. Some have been removed. One fairly large sailboat remains. And we've asked Will to go ahead and haul that out. We're going to be heading down to Pleasant Point to check out that boat wreck, see what's out there, because we have sold a limited number of permits. So we're just going to check up on that one. So if you see any stray boats, let us know. We're actively stickering and removing.
Okay, a new one just appeared at the end of King Philip today.
A new one?
Kayak, yeah, a little
Okay.
kayak.
Did Meredith see it while you guys were out there?
No, we didn't go all the way down.
Okay.
And
Just wanted to provide some input about the outreach for getting the boats, kayaks permitted and everything.
Mhm.
Somebody asked this on Wellfleet Community Space Facebook page, Facebook group, sorry,
Mhm.
which has thousands of members. And somebody asked it, and so I commented on the, directing everybody toward the bylaws and also the informational brochure about kayak storage. And there was a lot of comments saying, "Oh, thanks for telling me that. I didn't know. Oh my God." And so I just thought I was just kind of mentioning that Facebook might be a good way to get the word out.
Well,
That's more positive than
yeah.
I expected.
yeah, thank you. You know what? There are no signs there, so people don't know not to leave there. There are no signs at most of these landings that boats are not allowed without, a appropriate sticker. So it's kind of tough when you put your boat there and then you get a sticker if you don't know anything. So I
So
would,
we're going to recreate the sign that we put out last year that we worked on the language for, and then we ran out of sign materials at the sign shop. So the signs are on order, and
Okay.
once they're in, they will be created and posted out there. So,
excellent.
I mean, I fully expect them to get vandalized and removed, but we're working on it. We're also getting some signs from the extension about keeping boats off the grass and those kinds of signs, which are unique looking, and people might be inclined to read them and follow them. So we've got signage coming. We're a little late with it, but we could only get so many supplies. So we're working on it.
Jack's Boat Rental has new owners now, so I'm wondering if someone should drop a pile of brochures there. It's not,
Oh,
it's changed ownership.
Right.
yeah, we can drop them there, and we should probably be in touch with that other guy in Eastham, the Willie's folks, because they drop boats off places.
Barbara's son there.
Yeah. All right, got it on the list. The other thing I wanted to make you aware of is Old Briar Cliff and the end of Old Wharf Road are in pretty poor disrepair. We've been getting a number of complaints from the homeowners out there, and so DPW is going to go down the end of Old Wharf on the way to the Vecchio property, which was the Glaze property, which is the road that runs along the marsh down there in front of the Bunnell property, the Cotton property, and another Glaze property and a Behringer property, to flatten it, not necessarily bring in material at this point, but make it passable.
Okay,
Okay,
And we've had conversation with some homeowners out there about options for that road. Our first suggestion was that it remain tidal in nature because it is in the salt marsh, and the salt marsh wants to migrate upland, and it's not sustainable to maintain, and that didn't go over very well. Then we sat down and talked again about it, and we've decided, well, we could put together a proposal to raise the road. We could pave the road. So raise the road is a choice, pave the road is a choice, build some type of retaining structure on the marsh side of the road, or relocate the road. So those are the four choices we've worked out and communicated back to the homeowner. Any number of those options would have to go to town meeting for funding because we don't have funding for a project of that nature. So in the meantime, we're just gonna flatten it with the machine I call the steamroller, which is not the technical name of the machine, but we're gonna grade it so that it's passable. The issue I think we had several months ago was a contractor was going out to the home and went on a king tide, clearly, and it was soft and soggy, got stuck, reversed into the marsh, couldn't get out, called the tow truck, who then also got stuck in the marsh, and they created these major ruts in the road that have been filling with water and essentially degrading the road further. So the homeowner was kind enough to send us photographs of individuals in the marsh, and I wasn't sure what to do with them, whether we wanted to consider issuing them a citation, or I just wasn't sure what to do with that because the evidence is there of them driving in the marsh. So
this wasn't the homeowners though, right? This was
it's the contractors.
right, okay, the contractor. Right.
And so, part two of that problem is that because the ends of both of those roads were in such rough shape, the beach nourishment couldn't get done out there. So we've put the beach nourishment off until the fall, when these folks can plan to either nourish from the top of the bank down on their own private properties, and not use these landings or roads for access. So note to ourselves for the future, when we permit the beach nourishment, we should be sure to permit it from the property without use of town property or landings.
interesting that they
Yeah.
tried to do it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So just just a little bit of what's going on in the world.
Wow, it's exciting.
I don't know if it's exciting, but it's thought provoking.
Okay, so
That's all I got.
All right, good. Well, that was all very interesting. Michael, we have minutes from last meeting, is that correct?
Right, June 1st.
Mm-hmm. And they look good. Is there any comments from anybody? In that case, I move that we accept those June 1st meeting minutes.
Second, Barbara.
Okay, Marty, how do you vote?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes,
Benjamin? Benjamin? Okay, Barbara?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. And thank you to the people who the work on that. Appreciate it. Is there anything else we should talk about? Yes, Barbara?
I brought this up today at site visits because I got a call yesterday. The house to the south of Powers Landing, the property there, has a zigzag snow fence that I hadn't seen before. It's probably been there for a while. But she called because she said Diamondback terrapins were trying to nest, and they were going through some of the holes in the snow fence and going up the little coastal bank there by that house. I don't know when that snow fence was permitted, but it doesn't have any wildlife passage on the bottom, but maybe that defeats the purpose of a snow fence because it's supposed to collect sand. So I just wanted to bring it up that this is a state threatened species, and somehow people got permits to put up a structure that does not allow their nesting in that area. So I don't know what we do about it, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Do we know the address of the place?
We know, we've pulled the files this afternoon. There's a number of different conservation files. We just haven't made it through the file to see if it was permitted or not. So we're
Okay.
following up on that one.
But
Okay,
we feel that we can remediate on that as far as giving some passageways underneath. What
Yeah,
do they cut out the bottoms or something?
right. But then I don't know if that defeats the purpose because the snow fence is supposed to collect the sand at the bottom. And if you have an opening there, I don't know how well that works. Anyway, I just wanted to bring it up because it's a state threatened species. If it was a snapping turtle, I couldn't care less, but no, but the state would actually, if I reported that, there would be some repercussions at the state level.
Barbara, do the terrapins generally nest in that area?
They seem to be because I don't monitor it, but
Okay.
people who sit at the beach who are Audubon volunteers said that they see them there. So
Okay.
there is nesting there on the property, not on the beach because they have to go beyond the snow fence and get up into the dry area.
And then behind that is a marsh, correct?
There is a little marsh, yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we're aware of it. We've got the files out. We'll know more tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, maybe if they just leave a few holes, that would work, but I'm just pointing out that
Yeah.
whenever or however it was permitted, there's no wildlife passage for it.
I had a question from the town meeting on that proposal for the tree preservation commission that they want to start to, and there was some, for instance, rules that luckily they took out of it because it raised a firestorm. They were talking, they mentioned the Conservation Commission in passing on that. I take it that all this is just a fluffy, it's a cloud of cotton right now. They're trying to get something done so that they can have something to prosecute on this, right? If it's something
Well,
like,
As I understand it, it's now sitting with the select board, and they're going to come up with some sort of a proposal for the next town meeting.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of towns have tree rules and ordinances, so it's not that unusual.
yeah, but a lot of places don't have the forest that Wellfleet has. I mean, Easton's a lot different, and Orleans is a lot different than here. I don't know, I'm just concerned. I mean, as much trouble as we have, as much traffic as we deal with just people cutting down trees, what's it gonna be like if everybody in Wellfleet has to do that? Right? I mean, or if it's just new buildings, I guess it would be just new construction possibly.
Well, I think the sample that they used was just dealing with new construction, but I was at the meeting also, and the way I understood it was a non-binding resolution sent to the select board so that they can try to draft something to deal with trees.
Mhm.
I don't think it went any further than that because the objection seemed to be to the proposal that was at the end of it, okay, which dealt with the clearing of property.
I mean, there's gonna be horrendous edge cases of people claiming that their property is well forested already, or that if the only place to plant trees is right next to the house. Yeah, it's It's gonna be
the
a
way I
horrendous-
read. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Leon.
Go ahead, Benjamin.
Yeah, the way I read it, it was it suggested that they were actually trying to form an entire committee, and it's not going to the select board.
Right, that's what I
and-
thought too.
Yeah, and then that it was just for this committee to brainstorm and figure out language for a bylaw that would go before town meeting next year. And
Okay.
it would be like a year process of like vetting the most practicable language for that bylaw.
Right, and the woman who was presenting that mentioned, I think the zoning board and the, and us as being
Well,
involved with
one
that.
representative from us.
Oh, okay. I volunteer you, Mike. No, actually, I think probably that might be the one. If that were necessary, I think I'd probably be represented there if possible. Okay, I was just concerned about that, and it was so poorly done. The whole thing was miswritten, and having all those, for instance, rules, just that was like a red flare to almost everybody. So only those that kept a more clear head, I guess. Any other issues that we should talk about? All righty, I propose that we adjourn until 5. It's going to be a
Second.
short day. All right, how do you vote, Barbara?
Yes.
Marty?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
And Benjamin?
Yes.
Can I
You'll
tell
be
you
do-
one more thing before you adjourn?
You had your chance. You had your
I'm
chance. I
sorry.
asked 3 times. Okay, Hillary, go ahead. What would you like to say?
I just want to tell you that on June 23rd, there's going to be a meeting of the Select Board and the Clean Water Advisory Committee where we are presenting to the Select Board our targeted watershed management plan. Members from DEP are going to be present to talk about what I mentioned to you at our last meeting, their new nitrogen sensitive area mitigation plans. So I think it would be a very interesting meeting. It's going to be hybrid if folks want to Zoom in or in person. So just an opportunity for a fun meeting on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
It's this Thursday?
Next Thursday,
June 23rd, Hillary said.
June
And
23rd at 7.
just to follow up on that, we've invited, I forget the name of the group who does the alternative septic system research.
Yes.
To present at the Wellfleet Harbor Conference, because I sort of saw this coming down the pike. And I think a lot of people in Wellfleet have no idea
Yeah.
this, and they should really start to wrap their heads around it. So I think this is a good direction, and it would really help us, and it would help the Board of Health too in making a lot of decisions.
Yes.
But this isn't going to go public, is it? Well, I guess
Yeah,
we're going
I
to
mean-
discuss it in a week from Thursday, but when will it be enacted?
So it takes a lot of time to implement, but the first step is to send it to Mass DEP and the Cape Cod Commission for approval and the issuance of a permit. So the Clean Water Advisory Committee passes the plan to the Select Board. The Select Board, in theory, likes what it says and votes to transmit it to DEP and the Cape Cod Commission. And then we wait for our permit. And then we have 20 years to carry out the complete plan. We have draft Board of Health regulations out there now that tell you when you're going to upgrade your system to an enhanced IA system, tells you when cesspools are no longer permitted, and there's all different regulatory triggers that are gonna trip this regulation. So all of it kind of goes hand in hand. And the governor has put $200 million aside to help 32 communities solve these problems. So
Are we one of the 32?
we are.
Okay.
So it's all happy. All the stars are aligning.
Okay, I vote yes that we should adjourn, but let's not adjourn yet. I wanted to ask about the access committee. It seems like they kind of are at odds with us. They're trying to maximize people's ability to get at the beaches and things, but it seems kind of antithetical at point if we're talking about trying to establish paths. I don't know. Do you see them as at odds with us at times or conflicting?
I guess I feel like we need them to plan for the future and plan for climate adaptation, because much like we're seeing at the end of Old Wharf Road, now that's an access to shellfishing grounds and it's not maintainable. So if the town wants to continue to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, constantly repairing roads, then that's an option, but that's not, it's not a solution for the future. So they need to figure out which access points are most important. And then perhaps we seek grant funding, you know, much like we're doing for low-lying road work, to come up with solutions that are environmentally sensitive for these areas. I don't think they've had the leadership in that. I think they're busy trying to maintain access, and the needs of our committees are different, right? Our jurisdictions are different, and we understand what they're trying to do, but we also understand that the climate is changing and the sea levels rising and salt marshes need to migrate or we're going to all be sunk. So, yeah. I mean, I think they could use some guidance on the topic, and you know, if time permits and grants are available, it would be a useful project, I think, to work on together. But
well, are they active now?
I think they're always active.
Do they have meetings?
They're looking, I know they're looking for new members. And I also don't think that they filled the hole on Lieutenant Island yet. Remember that hole?
Yeah.
I don't think that's happened. I think the Audubon's thinking twice about their liability in terms of mitigation. So yeah.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that when we deal with that. Okay, I'm about to.
Sorry, I've got nothing else.
You're sure? I'll give you another chance at 6. How's that?
No, I'm good.
Or 5. At 5. I'll give it to you. You can have it at 6, but we won't be here.
Okay, goodbye.
All right.
We'll see you at 5.
All right, bye. Not leave, just
There we go. You look like you're coming down from heaven, Barbara.
the sun is
Right over
setting,
here.
sun is setting behind me. Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. It's nice to see you're outside enjoying this nice weather.
Yeah, we have a screen porch, so it's very comfortable.
Yeah, we do too. Except I have to rescreen all the all the slider doors. Okay, looks like we're about ready to go. As soon as we get a quorum together, we've got Marty, Barbara, me. We need one more. Come on, Benjamin. Come on, Michael. You can do it.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. We got a quorum. Thank you, Michael. Pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 38, paragraphs 18 through 25, as amended by the Chapter 28 of the Acts of 2009, the Wetlands Protection Act, and the Wellfleet Environmental Protection Bylaw of July 1986 and its regulations of January 2000, the Wellfleet Conservation Commission will hold public hearings on Wednesday, June 15th, 2022 at 5 p.m. via Zoom. And here we are. So we have two items tonight. The first one is Kleeman, 170 Bayberry Lane. I believe that we have.
Good evening.
We have here. John, is that you?
Yes,
Yeah.
through the chair, John O'Reilly, representing Ms. Kleeman, and actually Ms. Kleeman is also on the call.
Oh, great. Hello.
So We are here for hopefully an amended order of conditions. We've made several minor changes to the site plan that the commission had approved, and I've highlighted the 4 changes on my cover letter. First and foremost is we have included in the sewage design, the introduction of nitro, the wastewater treatment plant, IA treatment technology as was proposed. The IA technology was proposed. Along the southern side of the dwelling, if you remember, the original plan had a square foundation, a rectangle foundation centrally located in the building, and then the rest of the house was supported by columns or posts. That's still the case, but in order to retain the grade on the south side of the house, we want to extend that foundation wall to the east and western ends of the building. We did add about 1,800 square feet of deck, which is really a small step on the eastern side of the deck adjacent to the driveway. And we've also rotated the house about 1 foot counterclockwise to allow for that small step to be built and still compliant with the zoning bylaw. So very little, not significant changes, but enough that when staff was asked about it, that they thought an amended order would be appropriate. So we're here tonight to seek that, and happy to answer any questions. And I can share my screen if you'd like to see the plan up, if you have any questions.
Yeah, so the deck is all new, is that right?
No, there
new to
was
the
a
plan?
deck. There was a deck, and the deck configuration has not changed. All we've done is we've added a step on the eastern side of the deck adjacent to the driveway.
Oh, I see.
And the rotation of the house was just to accommodate that step would meet zoning setback of 25 feet. So we had to rotate it about a foot off of what you had originally approved.
Okay.
Limit of work line didn't change. The distances to the resources didn't change. They're very minor changes.
Excuse me, last time you were supposed to add the total disturbed area to the plan. I don't see it on this.
That was going to be my question. It should be filed with the plan.
Right. I think everything is reasonable what we're doing, but we still ask for that. Let's see, let me make sure.
My apologies. I thought we had added that on the plan.
Yeah, I don't see it. There's a lot of fine print here, but I don't.
No, I'm furiously looking at it. My apologies. You did ask for that, and I did not put it on there, so I can certainly revise the plan and supply it to Hillary.
Do you know what the total is?
Off the top of my head, no. I got to get into the CAD and pull that figure.
I think when we initially approved it, it must have fit into the guidelines, but I don't remember. This was a while ago. So
it sounds like you haven't substantially, have you increased?
No, nothing.
You're just
the
moving
limit
it
of,
around, right?
yeah, the disturbed area of the limit of work has not changed. We didn't need to change it for these minor changes.
Okay.
So the disturbed area would be the same that now versus what you approved.
Right.
So does this have to be under 3,000 square feet because it's new construction?
Correction.
Yeah. So we just want to make sure. So I would move to approve this amended order of conditions, providing that the total square footage of disturbance is within the 3,000 square foot total. And then you'd be good to go.
I second that.
I don't have the original plans in front of me, so I don't know what it says.
I don't either, because it was a done deal.
If you just bear with me, I will get you that number.
Okay.
It was a requirement on the initial order as well.
I would think so, yes.
Yeah, but I don't remember the 3,000 square feet being talked about. That's why I'm trying
Yeah,
to,
that's the, for new construction, that's the limit within the 50 to 100 foot.
Or the limit within the buffer zone. I'm not sure if it's 50 to 100 or whole buffer zone.
Oh, yeah.
I have to reread that.
Something could be in the 50.
Within the 100-foot buffer zone, the commission may allow the total alteration of up to 3,000 square feet on a lot recorded prior to November 19th, 2003, subject to the following. You want to hear the following, or are we good?
well, I think we do want to hear the following because in my quick math, I'm around 7,000 square feet. And that was what was approved the last time.
That's.
I think that we did that because of
story.
the IA. I think we approved that with the condition of using the IA sewage system or this septic system. Does that sound right? I know we've dealt with several of these. in the
Well,
last
because
few
that's
months.
underground and that gets revegetated.
Yeah, John, I don't think you're at 7,000 square
No,
feet.
I don't think we can do, no.
The driveway, the
Well,
driveway.
are you talking fully disturbed areas or
No.
areas that are going to be revegetated? Because there is, if you remember,
Yeah,
Blue
no.
Flax offered a plan
Yes.
that showed quite a bit.
Not the area that's going to be revegetated by Blue Flax. We're talking about just hardscape disturbance, driveways, walkways,
Houses, decks,
houses, decks.
the stone walls, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're close to 7,000.
Well, I mean, I am from the limit of work of all the areas, but
Well, yeah,
if you're looking at the driveway, deck and building,
Yeah.
I am below the 3,000 square feet and I will tabulate that on the plan,
Right.
Okay.
just to
That's
confirm.
Because we wouldn't have approved the initial plan if you were 7,000. It can't be 7,000.
No,
Yeah.
it's not 7,000. He just
Right.
needs to calculate the areas.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, but can I ask when did the 3,000 regulation come into play?
That's been there since I've been here.
Wow.
That's
So it
forever.
predates me because we struggle with the 3,000 and the 5,000
That's okay.
regularly, John.
All right. Let me tabulate that, but I quickly looked at the driveway, the house and deck, and we're topping out about 2,900 square feet, 2,800 square feet.
Yeah, see, you're golden.
As long as that's.
You're in the right ballpark, so.
All right, so
okay.
I can tabulate that and I will get a plan back up to Hillary.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry for the confusion.
So the motion has been to accept it with the condition that those figures are put onto the site plan. I second it. We'll now vote.
And that it tallies under 3,000.
Yes.
Okay.
I second
Everybody
it.
okay with the conditions that we want? Then let's go ahead and vote. I vote yes. Marty, how do you vote?
Yes,
Barbara?
Yes.
Michael?
Oh, well, Ben is not here, correct?
That's right.
So,
But we still have a quorum.
well, yes, but I have to disclose potential conflict of interest, but I believe I can act objectively nonetheless, and I'll vote yes.
Okay, I don't think anybody will argue that. So it sounds like it's passed 4-0.
Okay, and
So-
I think it's a Form 5. It's just an order of conditions. We don't have a separate form for an amended order. Is that right, Hillary?
That's correct.
Okay,
There's a box that we check on our end that
Form 5.
4-5, okay. Excellent, you're good to go, John.
And then
Thank you very much. And again, I apologize for not getting that on there.
All right, well,
there-
you know, every time you do this for us, we expect it. So just keep that in mind, is that anytime you give us another site plan, make sure that you show us what the disturbance is.
I will.
100 and we're gonna do-
I don't know
Thank you.
who the supervisor is, but
Leon.
I'm assuming that supervisor will remain.
Oh, the
That's Leon.
supervisor before was Leon.
I guess I'm still the supervisor.
Oh. Thank
Well,
you.
nobody's contacted me, so,
well, it hasn't started
Hasn't started.
clearly.
yes. Well, when it starts, I'll be there with bells on.
Great.
Okay.
Love your enthusiasm.
Thank
Well,
you
I
very
haven't done
much.
it yet. After I do one, I may not ever do it again, but
Thank you very
sounds
much.
like delegation. Okay, great. You're good to go, John. And
Thank you.
Susan.
Thank you all.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right, the next one is Curly, 295 Pilgrim Spring Road, map 29, parcel 242, an RDA to install a 3x4 foot generator pad and generator, trench for gas and electrical connections, install new front step, and replace 2 overgrown foundation plants. We visited this property. Does anybody from the commission have any statements about it or questions?
We do have David Little present to present the project.
Hello, David.
Hello, thank you.
Would you like to speak to this, please?
Sure, and Steve Curley, the property owner, is attending the Zoom hearing as well.
Great.
So we did file an AR earlier this year, and you asked us to come back with an RDA, which we've done. The only disturbance to the property will be the installation of the generator pad and generator and the trenching. There are some overgrown foundation plantings that Stephen would like to replace. We understand they need to be native and the replacements will be so. So we believe that this project will have absolutely no new negative impact to the adjacent resource areas and are hopeful that you can see fit to approve an RDA for the generator installation.
I think you're, I'm sorry.
Is the front step replacement still on the proposal?
Excuse me, yes, it is, Hillary.
Okay, just making sure, sorry.
Yes.
Marty?
I think you're replacing the front step too.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Right.
And-
And you're gonna do that with what, a cement? Stoop or?
I defer to Steve. Can you jump on the hearing and help out with the front step replacement? Hopefully.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
Mhm.
we can, Mr. Curley.
Hi, hello, everybody.
Hi.
Yes, I want to put a masonry step in there. Because that it's going to just be more permanent than
Understand.
putting in wood.
Okay, so,
Leon, could I
Yes, sir.
ask? So
Yes,
when we
ma'am.
were when we were on site, we were talking to Mr. Curley about his outdoor shower and the fact that it should have nitrogen absorbing wood chips underneath a layer of that.
yeah, Mr. Little, we generally are going through and trying to clean up any of the, you've been there, you know, the drill.
I have learned that over time, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Right, and in this one, you can basically put a tennis ball down at the edge of the outdoor shower, and it would roll 20 feet down to the water. So this one's pretty important. So-
I've even, it's a little off topic, but I've even pointed out to some of the other commissions what you as the Wellfleet Conservation Commission like to see underneath outdoor showers. So
Oh, great.
it may be catching on, you never know.
Good, well, thank you. Either that or we'll start getting flaming arrows over the fence. No, I don't think anybody would argue with it. It's not an expensive fix and it does help. And this is right on the edge of the water, so.
Understood.
So with that condition, does anybody else have any comments? It looked pretty minor. The pad was actually going to be gravel filled, so it's not even going to be hardened, other than the fact that it's got to run off of the generator before it goes down to the gravel. I thought it looked pretty well.
We don't have the square footage of disturbance. I think it should be filed with every project, just so if
Yeah.
something else happens, we don't have to recalculate
Well,
it.
it's 20, the new disturbance is 20 square feet, Barbara.
Yeah,
Right.
but
We have,
the existing houses, I'm sure it's well under our limit, but it would be nice if you could do a calculation.
Of course.
Okay, that's all. Just
yeah, we're just asking that so that the next time somebody comes in with this house and says, I want to build a 3-story mini mansion there, that we have. something
Hopefully
in
the next
basement.
time I'll remember it as well.
Yeah, it's a small thing and we're just, drumming that home every time.
So I think this is a minor project. I agree that with David that it's not going to affect the resource area. And as long as we can get it to conform to our regulations, I would move that we approve the RDA for Curly with the provisions that we have a square footage disturbance on the plot plan and the shower be dealt with.
Right. Mr. Little, you understand that we're talking within the 100-foot. I don't know the specifics of this.
I believe the whole lot, Mr. Chairman, is within the 100-foot buffer.
Yeah, you think so. Since the water's right there. Okay. All right, great. I second that motion. Marty, how do you vote?
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes,
Michael?
I disclose a apparent conflict of interest, but feel I can be objective and vote yes.
Okay. And Benjamin? Thank you.
Yes.
All right. And I vote yes. So I think you're good to go, Mr. Little. We
Mr.
appreciate you
Chairman,
coming back to us, and we'll
Hey.
appreciate you
Thank you.
updating the site plan.
may I ask one more question, Mr. Chairman?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, did everyone get a chance to visit the site?
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
So one of the issues that Steve and I noticed on the site is that all the stormwater from the road and his driveway comes down the driveway and eventually finds its way into the resource areas. And I was wondering if Steve was to propose a paved driveway, but install a rain garden to infiltrate all the stormwater runoff before it reached the resource area, would that be a notice of intent that you might consider?
Well, there again, it depends on the hardened disruption to the site. That's why we asked for the square footage of the site.
But I think the intent is good. I mean, want to keep
Yeah.
road runoff away from the resource.
right.
But if
So
we
the
were
idea
to
is
be able
that
to come in under the 3,000 square foot number and show an improvement with stormwater runoff with a rain garden, would that be a reasonable expense for Mr. Curley to take on at this point?
I think it would be good for the environment. I mean, the idea is that we're stopping oil and salt and whatever else is on the road from going directly in. It has to sink through the ground, right? Get filtered slightly by the intervening sand. That
Okay,
sounds
well,
like a
I
good
understand
idea.
you can't say definitively, so I
It sounds like a good project. If you fit within our requirements, I don't think that there would be.
Okay, thank you very much for your comments.
I think too, David, we would want to see a robust sort of maintenance plan for the rainwater garden because
Okay.
we have seen some that fill up with sediment and sand and the plants die and we end up with a weeded space that's really not much better.
Okay, 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 thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Curley.
Thank you very much to everyone. Have a good
All
night.
right.
Right.
Okay, well, this is a short one. It'll be followed by a very long hearing.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, I'm.
Won't
well,
be
you
there,
don't care. You're not gonna be there.
I hope not. I hope not to be there.
Well, are you gonna be in the area just in case we can't make a quorum?
Yes.
When somebody gets
Yes,
COVID?
just let me know. And I'm gonna have all this babysitting. So, you know,
Sure.
if I have to hand off kids, I might be able to do it, but
Yeah, I don't want to make your life more comfortable. I was just wondering in case we run into a quorum problem.
all right. Yeah, there's no school. So I have 6 grandchildren that need to be juggled. So
What is your
You have a
name?
prolific tribe there.
Grandma, Mimi,
Good for you.
and I'm Nana.
Nana.
Nana and
Yeah.
Papa's summer daycare.
Yeah, Chris, we're looking forward to being grandparents too. And Christine's mother is Swedish and she called herself Mormor, which means mother's mother.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good
so
one.
for my daughter, she would be Mormor, but she actually is looking at doing something different, I think. She's picking a name ahead of the kid. All right, I propose that we adjourn the meeting until the end of July. And Barbara, I want you to have a great time here. I know that you're really busy, but this is one thing that you don't have to be doing.
Well, if you need a quorum, just email me and I'll, we can juggle,
Sure,
but I'd rather
we'll do
not.
it.
have to. Okay.
All right. I'll even watch the kids while you go on. How's that? I'm good with kids. Okay. I propose that we adjourn the meeting.
Second,
Good. I vote yes. Marty, how do you vote?
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Michael,
yes.
and Benjamin?
Yes.
Thank you. It's a great meeting. It was nice and short, easy stuff. It doesn't get any better than this.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
it and enjoy this wonderful day. It's beautiful outside.
Hillary, could I just ask, was that a -2 or 3?
Great.
Thank you.
And the first one was a 5?
Order
Five.
5, order of conditions.
And what is this one? This
2.
one was a 2. Okay, a 5 and a 2. You got it.
5 and a 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great time this summer. See you
Great.
later.